My name is Jenna Ayesh. I am from the United States and I live in Houston, Texas. I took my Shahada 1 year ago. So I grew up in a Catholic family, but I was very curious about different religions and cultures. So in college, I started taking world religion courses and studied a little bit about different religions. But it wasn't really till later that I was really interested in Islam. I guess the first time I went to Indonesia. In my 20s, I, for the first time, met a lot of Muslims, and I was amazed at how kind and polite and open-minded they all were, because the media presented Muslims so badly, especially after 9/11. And so I had just a very different impression. I was, very curious about Islam at that point, but more interested in Sufism at the time. So later I connected with a Sufi group and here in Houston and would practice zikr with them. And I realized they're all praying. I don't know much about Islam, the fundamentals of Islam. And I wanted to read the Quran to understand more of the references in our zikr and to see what this book was like. So I began to read, and as I started to read it, I was amazed at the scientific facts that were presented, the predictions that were made. It became clear to me, especially after reading about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Knowing he was illiterate, there's no way, he could have written this eloquent book and had all these predictions himself that he was definitely a messenger of God. And I began to read more and listen to khutbahs by Dr. Omar Suleiman about his life. And I just fell in love with his character. He was such a kind, compassionate, wise prophet. And I couldn't help but fall in love with him. And not only him, but Khadija and Omar al-Khattab and all these other great firsts in Islam. So became very interested in them at that point.